Basically, when we first started Evolve, there was no proper intent to actually build a company. That it was never about that. It's always been about making something that is designed for my needs, for my passion at the time, especially.
Back around 2009, we went down to Perisher, and for both of us, it was the first time we'd ever been in the snow. And Jeff's always been into surfing, but when he discovered snowboarding, something definitely changed.
What I loved about snowboarding is the fact that you can go down the mountain for minutes at a time, and it's like literally the endless carve session. And that was my motivation, because if I had have found snowboarding many years earlier, my life would probably be completely different now. First time I ever saw an electric board was when I got out of the surf spit one day. I saw this guy coming past me on a skateboard, but he wasn't pushing. When I saw that skateboard, I thought instantly, that's my answer. I would be able to achieve that endless snowboard feeling in front of my very own house. Did some research and I typed in electric skateboards, because I literally had no idea that electric skateboards even existed. And sure enough, they did.
He found this board on eBay, and when he got it, he absolutely loved it. Even though it was trash, it was oversized, he loved it. He was out there every chance he got.
I just kept thinking, if the electrics on this board were pretty much on a professional longboard, it would be a completely different ride, and it would just be mint. So I couldn't get that thought out of my head.
He had this bad surfing accident and he wasn't able to go surfing for a while, and he's a really active person, but he decided to try and make one for himself. That was kind of the beginning of the whole thing.
How am I going to get this motor on a regular skateboard truck? How am I going to get this skateboard wheel, a professional urethane wheel, to be driven by a motor? That was the key challenge.
It was using an actual proper skateboard and then just bolting some other parts to it. There was a baked bean can involved. There was some cardboard.
I went to my local engineer and I said, I have a special project. Do you think you could help me get this motor in this position on this skateboard truck that I handed him? And he goes, yeah, this sounds like fun. Yeah, I can help you. And then sure enough, there was the first drive system, which actually fitted on a professional longboard truck. And the first time I rode it, it was a game changer. Like instantly, it rode 10 times better than what the board from eBay that I bought. And oh man, I just fell in love with that thing. I was just, every chance I had to get out and ride it, I did. And then I said to one of my mates, hey, come check this out. Open up the boot of the car. And I showed him this board and they go, what is that?
He pulled out this massive big electric skateboard. It was a bit of a beast of a thing, you know, it's so big, weighed about 15, 20 kilo, and you know, we were surprised by actually how well you could skate on it. He gave us a demonstration and it just quickly caught on between all of us that, yeah, you know, Jeff, if you're going to start making these things, we'll probably all buy one and let's go cruising around together.
So he made one for one friend, and then another friend wanted one, and another friend wanted one. Jeff must have made about 6 or 7 boards, and we just thought, this is crazy. Like, there's an actual demand for them.
You know, this could go a few ways. We could try to partner up with a big company, or we could try to do it ourselves.
The more we discussed it, the more we realised that there was a significant investment in just getting 50 boards.
Doing it ourselves was the scariest thought, because we had zero money. We had no idea what we were doing. And if we were going to do it, there would be a lot of risk involved.
We ended up coming to the decision that we would sell the house and just do it ourselves on our own back. You know, it was our first ever house. It was a house that we got married in. So it was really special to us. We both just knew it was the right decision. And we were in this crappy little rental property and we were working out of the garage. We never looked back. We never regretted it.
All the 50 boards sold out within about sort of 2 or 3 weeks. And then we had to make them. But as time went on, the tools and molds took longer than we wanted. And so because of these delays, I ended up having to go to China, meet my suppliers, assemble the boards by hand myself, inside this environment that I'd never been to before. I was in the third level of the school, and I had literally 10 days to put them together. And we did. We somehow pulled it off, got the boards together, got them all air freighted out, and then I went back home, and it was a good feeling.
We got Jeff on Facebook, and we started a YouTube channel, and it was just him behind the kitchen table, and we were just making videos.
Okay, another maintenance tip with looking after.
And straight away there was interest from around the world.
Yeah, that's where it all started. Like, we found people were jumping online, posting their pictures and videos, talking about it. With the first 50 boards, we ended up having customers pretty much all over the world. It was almost like instantly we're an international business without trying to be an international business. It's just where the sales came from, and so we ended up shipping them all out. And I remember this one of our customers was a guy in Germany. He was part of our 50 boards, and he ended up reaching out to us after it and just said, "Wow, this thing is so much fun. How do I be a part of this journey? Can I start selling your product?"
I was in the electric skateboard business for 4 years already, and at that time there were only the heavy lead acid boards on the market, so I needed something better for the people here to ride on. And I saw the video of Jeff in 2012 presenting his first Bamboo Gen 1 pintail board, and I loved it. I contacted him immediately. So I ordered my first board, and I got it in summer 2012. And it was this, by the way, number 20 or 50. I'm pretty proud of it. The first batch ever. I rode it, and the ride was just awesome. It was so smooth, fast, quiet, and just a high quality board, premium board. Much better than anything else. So people here had to see it. I talked to Jeff, and we came to an agreement, and then I ordered the first 50 boards, and so it all started.
At the time, we had no idea about international business, and we just thought, this is interesting. I mean, this could be fun. Why not? Let's see where this can go.
And you saw that everywhere around the globe, the distributors were popping up, service centers, and it became global. It became bigger and bigger.
I knew from the second that I got on it that it was something I wanted to get involved with. I grew up skateboarding and snowboarding, and it was honestly the closest feeling of riding powder that I could ever feel. So I was like, I need to get involved.
We had some growing pains when we first started to do the distribution, and the biggest challenge was there's so many components to the boards, they need to be assembled. Do I do it in Australia and then ship them to our international distributors, or do we get our distributors to assemble them?
It's really important. You're about to get your parts. You've got to take your time on this build.
So in the beginning, it was crazy. We were literally building each board piece by piece, soldering the wires to the battery. I had one model that I was able to look at and kind of check out, but that was it, and it was basically a board a day was what we were doing.
The truck parts, the nuts, the decks, the antennas, the wheels, everything came separate, and even like the counting, all the parts were challenging. How many screws are for how many boards?
It was my first place, my first workshop. No electricity, only light from the sky. At the beginning, it was necessary to drill, to weld, to assemble a skateboard. So it was the start of Evolve Skateboard France.
And it was a good solution for a short while until the cracks started to appear as orders got larger and larger. And we always knew that to do this properly, we needed to centralize our manufacturing and assembly and QC. Welcome to our Evolve China operations. This is a 3,000 square meter factory designed by us about 2.5 years ago. Once we finally got our manufacturing, our shipping and our supply process dialed in, and we didn't have to assemble anymore, it really allowed us to focus on the things that we love doing, and it's selling the product. It's delivering the content and providing that customer service experience. And it really helped us going from here to there.
Yeah, so the distribution model that Evolve runs is one that benefits us as a business, but also our customers, having the ability to service our customers, obviously provide the awesome product that we have to our customers, and also the communication, which is what separates us from any other electric skateboard business in the industry.
Through years and years of relationships and experiences with our brand globally. It's allowed our distributors and ourselves to understand the market, understand where our brand sits within that market, and allowed us to expose a wider range of people to our brand.
There was a really cool moment when we had a global Evolve conference, and we got all of our distributors and their key staff to come to our HQ on the Gold Coast.
Skateboard Россия приветствует вас.
There was this moment where we had everyone in the room, and I think we just realised we had created something much bigger than us.
I didn't expect it, that it becomes so big, but I hoped it, of course.
If you would have asked me if I thought we were going to be here 5 years ago, I'd probably say no. You know, I knew it was going to be big, I just didn't know it was going to be this big.
And it's just because of the passion of the people behind it.
I think the people within our company are invested in the brand more than just from a monetary perspective or getting paid a wage.
I think that's the difference. You know, when you're getting an Evolve board, it's built by people that ride. It's tested over and over by people that are passionate about riding, that have input, and then it gets reiterated.
Honestly, it was us that making the investment into the customers is what really propelled us forward as a global brand. We were there on the front lines with them at group rides, putting on events like the World Cup, and really just investing in them because they were our biggest marketers. So being a part of their culture, hearing what they had to say, I think is really what put us on the map, and that's what we continue to do today.
Definitely one of the most unexpected parts of starting Evolve and the Evolve journey has been the massive, massive role that the community has played.
And this culture just organically has formed, and people have made friends, they connect online, it's easy to communicate, they just go, hey, I'm going for a ride this weekend at this location, who wants to come? And you know, that's special, that's a special thing. It's so rad to think that a skateboard, an electric skateboard, can bring a community culture together.
The sheer size and passion of the online community is something that makes Evolve very unique in the world of e-skate. Every day there's tens of thousands of riders online sharing their experiences, helping one another, and it's just amazing to see that there's one brand, one product that is a common denominator to link all of these people around the world together.
The Evolve online communities are almost like an extension of our customer service. Typically, if you have any kind of questions or concerns, you can post on these online forums and almost get an instant response.
The typical Evolve customer, they do get a little bit more invested in the brand than a regular product, I suppose. I think it's because of the passion that goes into the sport. So it's more of like a lifestyle or a hobby than just a skateboard itself.
For me, I think it was the first World Cup in France, and it was great to see, and it was such an eye-opener for me to see the different people that came from all parts of France and Europe and beyond to enjoy what we call today, which is a group ride. You know, through many years, obviously Jeff and myself and us as a team have capitalised and understood that passion and that experience, and we've tried to push that further and create those events and that experience in all of the things we do.
Describe Jeff.
Really passionate, you know, like loves the product. He's been doing this for over 10 years, and we always joke about how it doesn't matter how many times he rides the board, he always comes back with that little kid smile on his face. Like, you know, you couldn't find somebody more passionate about their own product.
He's constantly refining the boards to create the endless wave, the perfect ride. He's really focused.
He is relentlessly driven. He has an image of what he wants in his head, and he goes after that full steam, and he achieves it.
He's not interested in the board that goes the furthest. You know, he's not interested in the cheapest board or building the most, you know, over-engineered board. It's all about the way it rides.
You know, it's never ever been about the money or the fame or anything like that. It's always been about creating a product that just suits his lifestyle, really. That carving on land, he loves surfing, he loves snowboarding.
Jeff would have to be one of the most competitive and passionate people I've ever met and or worked with in my time, and without those traits I don't think Evolve would be where it is.
with the release of the GTR, just took us to the next level. Not only was it a rad product, but what made it a success was the way we ran our business. And a lot of people don't see that. You know, trying to marry up the manufacturing, the customer service with a rad product, they all need to work together as a team. And we nailed it pretty much. We saw our team grow, all our distributors were much busier, they hired new staff, and 2020 was just huge for us. And we can't wait for what's going to happen in the future. 2021, 22, look out, big things ahead.
There was every time when we had a successful year, it's 8 years now working together, he said like, we only just started, you know, we only just begun.
I feel as though we're only just getting started.
And he was right, it is growing and growing.
Yeah, the future is looking really good. Yeah, e-mobility, we're just going to keep modifying our product, getting our team just dialed in and just having fun with this. Like, this is such a niche industry and we're leading the way and we're making the rules. And that really excites me.
You know, the name Evolve is just, it's ended up being the most beautifully perfect name that we could have picked because it's constantly evolving.
Empty car park. Radness everywhere.